everybody, it's time for yet another Let's Look At, and today we are taking a look at Monster Hunter Generations, brought to you by Capcom, and I have this copy courtesy of Nintendo UK. You'll be seeing this just a few days before release. It's released on the 15th, however, if you are familiar with my channel, you'll know that I am very much into the Monster Hunter games, and as such I have actually been playing the Japanese version of this for the past 8 months or something like that, so I'm very familiar with it. The English version I put 6 hours into at this point, which again, if you're familiar with Monster Hunter games, you'll know really isn't a lot of time. Ever since Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, I've put in at least 300 hours into every game I've played. If you're not familiar with them, they're hunting games. You hunt big monsters, you have to learn how the monsters attack, you gather from them, you make their armor, you make their weapons to fight bigger and badder stuff. There's also an aspect where you're gathering, mining, that kind of stuff as well, but it's mostly about the hunts. You've got to learn the monsters, you've got to learn how to fight them, and then you get rewarded by wearing their skin afterwards. I didn't mean that to sound quite so grim as it did. But anyway, the thing that's particularly different with Monster Hunter Generations is the theme of 4, for one. There's 4 main villages, 4 flagship monsters, and there's also 4 new hunting styles. And within those hunting styles there's also a bunch of hunting arts. So we'll do a quick overview of what those are in case you aren't familiar. And then we will go on a quick hunt against one of the lower level monsters, because I don't want to spoil some of the later stuff. And if you are curious and still want to see more of the game for yourself, or try some of the game for yourself, there is a demo available on the eStore. So if we come over to, let's go into our house, and I will quickly go over a little rundown of the hunting arts. Well, hunting styles and hunting arts. Arts are essentially special moves. There is 3 weapon specific special moves for each weapon available in the game, and then there's a bunch of generic ones which, regardless of weapon you're equipped with, you can use. Like, for example, one that will give you a perfect dodge, it makes you clear a lot of space. So if you know a monster's about to hit you, you tap that button on the lower screen and off you go with invincibility frames. Or you can get one that makes you have no stamina depletion and move faster while carrying eggs for the returning egg quests, as I'm sure some people will not be happy to see. But anyway, we go to hunting styles. Guild is essentially what it was in previous Monster Hunter games. The weapons all act the same way they did before. So gun lance, longsword, greatsword, bow, anything, they all kind of act the same. There's nothing new about them. In this style you also have 2 species for hunter arts. Striker is one where usually you lose some feature of the weapon in the way that it fights normally. Like, for example, you lose demon mode if you're using dual blades. But in return you have 3 species for arts, and they recharge faster. So that's very much the style for if you want to spam special moves, but you lose something in your comboing ability. Aerial, which is what you're going to be seeing as we go on a hunt, so I guess we don't need to talk much about that. It's aerial focused, as the name suggests. You only get 1 space for a hunter art, and it's all about kind of jumping over the monster. You can bounce off your teammates if you're playing with friends, you can bounce off your cats, you can bounce off small monsters, you can do some acrobatic stuff that looks amazing, let's put it that way. Adept is an interesting one. You only get 1 space for a hunter art as well, but it's entirely focused around knowing how the monster will react to you. If you understand a monster's moveset, and you can more often than not guess what attack it's about to do on you based on the roar it makes or the way it moves its body, if you time a roll just right, it'll actually change into a corkscrew dive in which you're entirely invincible, and then usually afterwards you get a new unique attack, and if you do it, it will have some special property. Now, in exchange for that, you might lose something. Like, for example, if you're using Adept Longsword style, you lose the final hit of the Spirit Slash combo again, if you're familiar with the game. But if you successfully Adept dodge through a monster's attack, you get a 2-hit combo that will instantly give you a level of charge to the strength of your Longsword. Again, if you're not super, into Monster Hunter, a lot of that might have sounded confusing, but for those who needed to know, I hope that helped. So that is what's there. The game also has the feature where you can actually play as a cat for the first time, known as the Prowler mode. I don't think I've actually set one to play as yet. Let me just see. No, I have not. Let's see. Let's select a Prowler just so I can quickly show it off. Let's go to a cat, the game called Chibi, which means small or baby, I forget now. So if you wanted to, it's as simple as that. If you want to, you can play through the entire game as a cat. Pardon me. That includes online, all the story modes. Is it harder? Maybe. It's a little bit harder. Let's go back to the hunter. Also, I don't know why I've got a frog in my throat suddenly. Let me quickly take a drink of water. There we go. Nope, still doing it. Okay, I think that's fine now. Let's go on a hunt. So, we'll talk to the burner gal and we shall pick a large monster, but you know, nothing too overly complicated. Let's go after, say, an Arzos. Yeah, sure, why not? Haven't actually done this one yet, in this file anyway. And before you go on a hunt, it's very important that you order a meal. And we'll just go for that. It'll give us a bit of health, a bit of stamina, very small attack increase. And depending on how we choose to cook it, it'll have a chance of giving us different effects. That might be okay for this. In fact, yeah, let's try and get extends invulnerability period when you're standing up after getting attacked. And we will pay with points. I figured I'd let that animation play in full, because it's pretty good. Alright, there we are. Let's go on our hunt, and then we can start just talking about feelings about the game. Now, it's odd because I've put like 350 hours into the Japanese version of this game. So I do feel confident in the opinion where I'm coming from, but that said, I have only spent 5 and a bit hours with the English version, so maybe you should still count these as first impressions. I'm not sure. It's a weird situation to be in. It's not a situation I've been in before, where I have so much experience with the game and yet it's not this version. But needless to say, in terms of the things they've done with the gameplay, adding the hunter styles and the hunter arts, it was a fantastic decision. And they are definitely the best addition to the game. And it's made the gameplay so varied because there's so many different combinations. You don't just have the 14 odd weapons or however many there are now. You've also got all those weapons with 4 styles, and then within those styles, 3 specific weapon arts, and then all the generic ones as well. You can build a hunter that's much more customized to how you like to play. And that was just a fantastic idea that they had. So by the way, if you wanted to, we could go a little bit mining here just for some materials. I'm going to get hit as I try to do it. Oh, I'm going to hop on your head so hard in a second. Just you wait, it's going to come for you. I'm getting all these bombstone pieces first though. So yeah, with aerial style I can hop off stuff, well, assuming I can hit it with the right part of the jump, like that. And if you're using the right kind of ammo, you can do dramatic matrix jumps if you're using the bowgun that I'm using. There's also a heavy bowgun variant, which is more like a siege weapon. I should probably just save it for the big monster we're going after, actually. And I'll just chuck a paintball, even though I have paint shots. I can't quite remember where the Arzos is. Also, I should use that. Get my stamina up. So yeah, if you aren't familiar, green bar is my health, yellow bar under that stamina. My ammo is in the... well, to the right of the clock in the top left there. And I can change ammo types there. So I've got normal shots, level 1 and 2, piercing shots, which I'm currently equipped with, sting shot is the unique for the gun, and paint shots. Any that are highlighted green means you can do a matrix jump over enemies if you're using aerial style. And there's our target, the Arzos. It's essentially a gigantic honey badger bear. He loves honey. Now if you played 4 Ultimate, you might be a little bit disappointed by the intro cutscenes for monsters in this one. They are nowhere near as dramatic. But they also don't make your hunter look like a tool like they did in 4 Ultimate. You were constantly getting surprised by the monster in that. So that's the kind of thing you can do if you're using aerial style with this weapon. I missed that time. But that never gets old. It's so satisfying. By the way, the hunter art I have equipped is called Rapid Fire Rain. It roots you to the spot for a while, but you fire like crazy. I'm using Circle Pad Pro incidentally, if you're curious. Although I do also use Target Cam because that's what I use in the Japanese version. I'm trying to get a mount here. Not yet. There are much more varied ammo types incidentally. Keep in mind this is the start of the game, so they don't give you the best ones. If you want to shoot flash bombs to like stun the monsters, if you want to shoot fireballs, you can do all that. And there's a lot of weapons to choose from. That was very, very lucky. Hey, you going after my cats? By the way, if you did play 4 Ultimate, there is a reward. Oh, we got him out. If you have a save file for 4 Ultimate, you get a Tigrex costume for your cat, which one of mine is wearing. And you get a few items that will just give you an early head start. Nothing too extreme though. You're not getting armor spheres or anything. I really shouldn't have done that. Now I need to reload in the air. So it won't be a particularly long fight. In general, Generations fights are a little bit shorter than the ones you'll be used to if you played 4 Ultimate, or especially 3 Ultimate. It's a bit more bite-sized, but don't let that fool you into thinking that the game's too easy, because it's not. Also, don't let it fool you if you hear that there's no G rank, that the game is too easy. This game, instead of having a G rank, it just goes to high rank. It has some later game stuff in the form of deviants, and I can't remember the new English name for the other kind. And I don't want to say the Japanese name because people get mad at me. Let's just say there's stuff that's equivalent to the difficulty of G rank, without going into spoiler territory. No. So my Hunter art is ready, but I'd really prefer... Oh, that's close. I'd really like to knock him over first before I unleash it. Because it's very easy to get interrupted, sadly, when you're the only person here. The cats don't do very much this early on in the game. He's angry. He tired? No, he's not tired. After another mount he would get knocked over. Mounting is harder in this game to make up for the fact aerial style is a thing, but you can still get it pretty consistently. If you just spam the jumping attacks, that is. Thank you for the heals, cats. And here come the swings. Fall over, damn it. There we go. Here we go. In. Alright. That did a lot of damage. Oh, in fact, he's limping. That means he's almost dead. Let's use another ammo type. I'll stop doing the constant jumping as much as I love it. Get a bit more in the clip if we use normal shots, and I think they do more damage. Come back, Arzos. I have a present for you. And I think probably to show off a better selection of the variety in the game, I'll do another hunt, but I won't use ranged. I'll switch to my hunting horn set. I should also mention I'm not proficient with bow guns, I'm not proficient with hunting horn. I'm deliberately using weapons that I'm not good at in Generations because I want to learn them. And because I'm too used to the game if I was using my go-to weapons, which are gun lance, longsword, greatsword, bow. Oh, he's falling over. By the way, if you don't use a type that gives you the matrix jump, that's what happens when you try and do the aerial jump with it. Swings for days. Oh, there we go. So that might also give us a chance to run to one of the other villages and get a little bit of a conversation with an NPC. That was my first Arzos kill of Generations, anyway. I'm trying not to get too far ahead because I have a bunch of friends who want to play with me. On that subject, 4-player online multiplayer co-op. Not just LAN, internet based, and it works really, really well. You don't get the cat companions if you have more than 2 players present, but that's fine. And it's a lot of fun. I love the co-op aspect. I could play it solo just fine, but the co-op aspect of the online is just so good. And that lets you see a different variety of playstyles as well that otherwise you might not see, because they're not your type of weapons or your type of styles. I could have been using this time to also grab some gatherables. Nope. Didn't think of it fast enough, that's fine. So yeah, I'll change to my hunting horn style, and then we'll go fight something else, probably fairly low level, after a quick conversation with one of the villages. Then that will do it, but just to kind of go over, if it isn't obvious based on how much Monster Hunter content on my channel there is, big fan of the series. This one in particular, gameplay wise, is the best it's ever been. Is it a good jumping in point? Yeah, I would say so. Everyone's learning the styles along with you in this one. They haven't been in the game before, so it is a good place to jump in. Hey, we unlocked a new cat move, and also a couple of new palico skills, which are the cats. Is there any downsides? Assuming that this hasn't been addressed from the Japanese version, and this is an assumption, not a statement, the late game economy is terrible in the sense that unless you only stick to, say, 2 weapon types, you're never going to have enough money to upgrade and kind of have a variety of choices. And that was a big sticking point for me in the Japanese version, unless you're willing to just farm for money essentially by hunting stuff for that reason rather than needing the parts to build something. It's just, it got to G rank levels of expensive without being G rank quality gear, let's put it that way, for experienced hunters. And that bugged me. So assuming that's not been addressed, it will be a problem in this as well, but that's the late game. You don't need to worry about that if you're just finishing the story mode. But if you are just finishing the story mode, you'd be missing out. You're missing out on a lot of stuff by not doing the online or, you know, doing the stuff that happens beyond the story mode. The story mode you can get through in, it's hard to say based on experience levels here, as in like experience with games in the series. Let's just say you can probably get to the first time the credits roll in a Monster Hunter game at the end of low rank pretty quickly, but low rank is just the start. Low rank is easy mode. Then you get into high rank, and that's about normal, I would say. That's a good difficulty level, where you fight tougher stuff, better stuff. Where am I going? Equipment sets. Equipment set. This is the set I want. Here we are. So Hunting Horn is a musical instrument that does party-wide buffs for you, your palicos, or other players if you're with them. And we'll quickly stop by Yukimo Village from Portable 3rd to hand in that quest against the Arzos that we just did. And probably get a nice juicy reward. Or probably just some points for the village as well. Oh, there's actually someone here to talk to as well. Greetings to you, Hunter. You defeated the Arzos. You will accept my gratitude. You have many pending requests from the Y Academy, but you will aid us here in Yukimo as well. That's an order, not a request, I just noticed. I have logged a number of our requests with the quest counter. Thank you for your assistance. Oh yes, the footbath attendant has returned, so you will speak to the feline with the red scarf. One last thing, I've arranged for you to be able to make the Yukimo set at your leisure. The attire is the pride of our village. You will find it suits you well, as well. So there we go, that's the reward we did. This is kind of like the side quest log, I guess you could say. You unlock additional quests and hunts to go on. Yeah, there's also a cat here we can talk to. We have to get in the pool to talk to him, I think. Oh wait, no, we have to talk to him first. Usually you have to get in the pool first before they'll even talk to you. Welcome to Yukimo's world famous and fabulous footbath. Care to take a dip? Yes, we will take a dip. Just approach and press the A button. Like so. The Y Academy Hunter, welcome to Yukimo Village, home to our world famous footbath. I'm your fabulous bath cat tendant. The puns. If you need anything, just give me a meow. 100% free and open to any visitor. So everybody's been bathing their feet in here, eh? I'm going to need a pummie stone after this. I'd like to give you this Yukimo egg as a gift. Some hunters say it can help recuperate your strength when you're tired. Alright, so we've got the Yukimo egg. And he might have more to offer us later. We can also just go from here to hunt instantly. You don't have to go back to the new village, which is Burna Village. Oops. So he gave us a tour of Misty Peaks, which is one of the many maps available. Let's go hunt a... Yeah, let's just go do a Buldrome. Buldromes are pretty easy. It won't take very long. Where's the chef here? Oh, there you are. Let's just go for... attack. And let's go for... slow down stamina depletion when evading and blocking. Yeah, let's try for that. I'll fast forward the animation because it's the same one again. Just a different cat because we're in a different village. An interesting little side note, I was playing the Japanese version on stream once and a bunch of people were in who weren't familiar with Monster Hunter. They were waiting for the game I was playing after. So I tried to sell it to them, you know, just kind of show off the combat, try and get them interested. And a lot of them hadn't heard of Monster Hunter games, but a lot of them were converts after seeing like an hour of me playing it with friends. It is only available on the 3DS, which may be a sticking point for some people, or just a flat out, well, you can't get it then because you don't have a 3DS. Is it worth getting a 3DS for? If this is the only game you're interested in on it, I would say not, even though it's very, very good. But there's so many good games on the 3DS, you're missing out a little bit. I didn't realise it actually gave me the Yukimo eggs in my inventory. But yeah, some people are a little bit disappointed that the Monster Hunter series drifted onto being exclusive to, well, Nintendo consoles in general. 3U was also on the Wii U. Also, that's a fun sentence to say. 3U on the Wii U. The graphics come up quite a lot as well, actually. I was just thinking about other things I saw people mentioning when I was playing the other version. You know, the graphics are good for the 3DS. If you're using an older 3DS, this game in particular can stutter a little bit. But if you're on a new 3DS or one of the newer made, just standard 3DSs, you'll be fine. I'm speaking from experience. I'm playing this on a 3DS XL, not a new 3DS. It's perfectly fine. There's very occasionally slowdown. It's not that noticeable. It is down to 30 frames from 60, that 4U was, but as a result the monsters look much better. They've upped the detail on the monsters, and that's the important part, because it's all about fighting those big monsters. And the challenge of it. And then the ultimate satisfaction of having their armor set, or that weapon that you desperately wanted from them. So we're looking for a big version of that, those warthogs. And they should just be through here, or in Area 8. Oh, yep, here he is. Hey there, Buldrome. He likes to... The cameraman also died soon after. He likes to charge at you. That's about it. Also, I need to use a hot drink, because we're in a frozen part of the level. There we are. So now that I've painted him, he will appear on my radar. Or map, rather, not radar. Yeah, so that charge he does, that's pretty much the only attack he has. There we are. So Hunting Horn is all about casting stuff. Casting songs to protect your friends. But also smacking people with a big, almost hammer at the same time. And depending on which attack button you press, you get a different note. I'm going for a defense up song here. There we go, defense up. I wanted to double play it, but I expected an attack coming, so I stopped. Now luckily it doesn't do a lot of damage, because he does pretty much just constantly walk into you. The defense up song is obviously helping as well. There we go, I knocked him out thanks to hitting his head enough times. So that gives me enough time to double play this song. So by the way, I'm using guild style, so I have 2 Hunter Arts equipped, although I just noticed I did not save that I had Hunter Arts, so right now I have none. That's not the first time I've done that either. Nearly. He'll probably almost be dead, to be honest. Hey, I was trying to play that. I should probably heal. Since the cats apparently aren't in the mood to heal me today. Medica, are you gonna heal me a little bit maybe? Or nope, you're gonna run off and fight the Bullfangles. Fine, I'll handle the Buldrome. Oh, he's tired. I'm trying for another knockout here, but he might die before it happens. He's turning to limp as well, I think. Oh wait, no, maybe not. Yeah, wind pressure isn't a problem against Bullfangle, but never mind. He's got to be close to another knockout. That was a stun. He'll fall over dead in a second though. There we are. So that was a hunt as a ranged class, and that was a, well, you know, using a ranged weapon. There's no classes. And a melee weapon. So if you haven't been familiar with Monster Hunter in general, I hope this has given you a little bit of a taste for it. The monsters get bigger, the monsters get tougher, and there's a ton of content. Just absolutely tons. All DLC for Monster Hunter games are free, incidentally. It's staggered releases, but it's all free. And some of the DLC quests coming for this is tough. Let's put it that way. Very, very tough. There's also some exclusive DLC in this one that was not in the Japanese version. Tie-ins to other Capcom games like Ghosts and Goblins. There's also tie-ins to Fire Emblem, Okami, and things like that. I also forgot to cover, in case anybody who is familiar with the Japanese version was curious, all voice types are in Generations. Yes, even that one. You know the one I mean. What is different? Kelby are back to being immoral. That's the only other thing I've noticed. Other than that, it's preserved everything. Generations is the best Monster Hunter game to date. If you're a fan of the series, you would be missing out massively if you didn't decide to take a look at it. It's got some great stuff in it. It will keep you entertained for hours. There's really not much more I can say about it without coming across like shilling, but you need only look at the literal 1,000 hours of Monster Hunter I have on my channel to know that it's coming from a place of sincerity. It'll be released on July 15th. There is a demo available if you want to go try out some of the styles and or weapons for yourself. There's a bunch I didn't show off. Charge Blade, Switch Axe rather, Lance, Sword and Shield, Heavy Bowgun. There's a ton of stuff. Oh, there's people to talk to now, including an old face from 3 Ultimate, who I will not talk to right now because you'll have to see for yourself. You can buy it digitally via the e-store come the 15th. You can pre-order it, I believe, and pre-load it by the time you hear this, perhaps. Or you can go into the store and buy it. I can't give you any kind of link to that, but I might link the Nintendo page for it below. We'll see. Thanks very much for watching, and stay tuned for more Generations content from me. Until then, ta-ta for now.